many stories of how districts have incorporated technology in the classroom. In the Twin Falls School District, it's based around one simple idea. If you take strategic planning, oversight at the district level, professional development, policy development, you will set yourself up for empowerment and productivity of all involved. In regards to productivity, technology can help common work be created faster, adjusted, saved, reused, and expanded into other projects much more efficiently. In regards to empowerment, technology can help individuals have the power to communicate with others around the world, assess large amounts of information, review multiple viewpoints, progress at their own pace, and manipulate tools to help them be more productive. What this translates into is an engaging and motivating atmosphere where learning is self-driven, fostering both creativity and analytical thinking, and preparing them with 21st century skills that will prepare them for higher education and the global workforce. The funny thing is, instructional design has a long history of blending classroom work with homework, field trips, labs, reading assignments, and other modes of learning. But the vision now is finding ways that we can use the computer as a tool to help us move our kids along so that when they finish school, they'll be more prepared, not for what the world looks like today, but what it's going to look like 20 years from now. This program is not about just math or science. It's about bringing good instructional practice together with technology so that students can be actively engaged in their education.
Well, I think anytime you're a teacher, you want to touch on all the learning styles. You know, some kids want to be taught it, some kids want to read it, some kids want to see it, some want to hear it. You know, and then the hands-on. So in a blended environment, you can do all of those. You can, you know, if the kid wants to go back to a computer and see a tutorial and see atoms form a molecule rather than have you draw it on the board, great. You know, that's a learning style for that kid. If they have trouble listening to a teacher, some of them, like back here, I have some of them that want to read it. They don't really need to see it. They need to see it in detail and words. And then some need to hear it. So having the computers really helps us hit all the learning styles. Maybe not all of them, but it gives us much more advantage teaching difficult content.
The district does not have one set initiative other than to bring instructional practice toward the 21st century learner. All advances are seen as positive immersions of technology into the classroom. It is a continual planning, discussion, and discovery process that sometimes has a little bit of risk-taking. It takes buy-in from administrators, teachers, and students, along with setting expectations for all the stakeholders. This involves a great deal of staff development and helping those teachers understand what they need to bring into their classroom.
I think the important part is, one, you got to have someone that knows what's going on up here and someone that's passionate about what's going on to lead it. I think that's the big key to teaching. The second part is, are you willing to go outside of traditional methods and try something and maybe fail at it 5 or 6 times and figure out why you fail at it and then adapt it and change it so it does work for everybody involved? Because the whole premise and why we're here is for students to learn. And if you're not willing to change what you're doing to meet where they're at, you're not going to get all of them to learn. You're always going to have kids that do well. But how do you get everybody to do well? How do you get everybody to meet high expectations? I think that's where you've got to be able to do a whole bunch of different things, and I think that's where the blended learning comes in. We're doing multiple things to try to get kids to understand.
The program focuses on the positive performance of teachers who quickly adapt to digital learning and rely on the momentum of those early adopters to bring in as many along as they can. Part of that process is creating an atmosphere where teachers feel free to take risks. Those that are not comfortable with technology always fear that something's going to go wrong, that it's not going to work how they want, or that kids are going to know more. And yes, all of those things are going to happen. But we give them permission to let that happen. Because here in this district, failure has become a stepping stone for new learning. So it's a slow evolutionary process, but it's one that is definitely moving forward. And certainly we've had some slow progress, and we've had some faster progress. But it's perfectly normal, and the bottom line is that they're progressing.
The blended learning is successful. I believe it's very successful. I see a difference in their academic work. I see a difference in their behavior also. I see them more engaged from start to finish, the second they walk in the door till the time that they go home. And my position, I believe, is to continue the blended learning they've had from kindergarten and first grade. So they come to me with those expectations.
The district has created a blended learning committee that includes everyone from the superintendent to district administration, building administration, and teachers. The next goal of this committee is to create model classrooms that will act as a fishbowl for other teachers, where they can come in and see what a model classroom looks like. This also will step into a mentor program where the teachers are the mentors for other teachers, so a teacher can simply walk across the hall to get some ideas from these mentor teachers to talk about frustrations or just get some ideas of how to bring technology into the classroom.
I think with the computers, the toughest thing is you don't want it to spoil you. I mean, it's easy to come into class and say, all right, get on the computers and look at chapter 2 and do the animations and do the online lab. And at first you thought it was this grandiose idea that you could just sit back and the computers were going to teach. And that's not the case. You still have to be actively involved with what they're doing on the computers, and you need to guide them in the right direction.
The best qualities that you're going to see out of these mentor teachers is that they're cheerleaders for technology, and they have an ability to let go of some control and allow these students to be empowered in what they're learning from the technology. And most importantly, I think that they will continue to learn and provide better and better ways to bring technology into the classroom, and we will start to see student success.
I think a lot of kids are actually doing well in this class because of it. The blended learning is beneficial because it's a different way and kids aren't used to it, and so they find it very interesting and they like to dive into it and try it out.
It's really fun because you get to test out math problems and math strategies, and sometimes Miss Adams has the little boxes that hold the numbers hidden to where we can't see them, so we have to figure them out on our own.
One of the really neat things in this district is you're not only going to see teachers as mentors, but you're also going to see administrators as mentors, that they're taking ownership of what's happening in their schools with technology, and they're providing support for those teachers. They're giving kudos to the teachers that are making it happen and really showing tools to these teachers to help them be successful in the classroom.
There are so many people out there to help. I have a fabulous team, and we give each other ideas. You're not in isolation. You're not all by yourself trying to put this blended existence together for them. There's resources, there's teacher blogs, there's doing some research and finding out what is successful and what has worked for other teachers has been valuable to me.
For the future, Superintendent Wiley Dobbs and the Blended Learning Committee would like to perfect on what they're already doing with the program and progress in other areas. So when you walk into a school in this district, what you will see is a seamless use of technology in all subject areas, teachers excited and enthusiastic about what they're doing in their instructional practices, and students feeling comfortable with using technology in the classroom.
They're ready for it, and that's what they expect.
It's cool.
I can't imagine not having it now.
You may be wondering why these changes are so important and what's guiding this movement. And it can be simply stated that helping our educators and our students join the digital revolution is an investment today for our future.